Welcome back to another video. Massive win for City, 3-2 win against Stevenage. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and you can do your player ratings on the community post on the channel if you want to, or you can just let me know them in the comments down below. A massive win, like I just said, against Steve Evans. We've only beaten once before today, and that win the reverse fixture under Mark Hughes. So the bogeyman in Steve Evans, we seem to be defeating him with Mark Hughes at the helm. With loads at half time, a lot of worried fans about Mark Hughes and everything, but with those 3 draws and the 4 unbeaten one now, that we've come up against some really tough teams. I mean, we lost to Rochdale, which is a poor defeat, and one we might look back to, ponder on at the end of the season. But we've only lost 1 in our last 7. Obviously we lost to Carlisle, but since then we beat Salford, Harrogate, and today Stevenage, and we've drawn to Wimbledon and Stockport. Some big and Mansfield, so some big points in there, and some big wins. And if we can extend this run that we're on, we could be catapulted up to the all-sorts, because we've got 2 games in hand on Carlisle of a third, who drew today and lost last weekend. They're on a bit of a wobble, but wobbles can turn into blips. Same with Stevenage, they've gone 2 without win, and Leighton Orient have lost their last 2. So does and Northampton are on shaky form as well, 1 win in 5. So there's room for manoeuvre in those top 4 areas, and some results going our way today. But on the performance, first half we were poor. It was like the Derek Adams, Bowyer, Hopkins performance, very direct, no cohesion, no partnerships in the game. We were very unbalanced. No one really knew where to be. We do feel up to Cook, and then he'd flick it on, and Derbyshire were nowhere near, vice versa. And we got bullied a lot. We'd be forced to hoof it after playing out a bit. And the bit batter was in the air. The referee were a joke. It were terrible, to be honest with you. But did we deserve the penalty? I don't care, because we've had so many decisions go against us this season, and it's good to get rewarded in a way with getting a penalty or getting a few decisions go our way. Because we've had so many off decisions. I think back to a penalty. I think it was Swindon when we conceded a penalty, we lost. We drew that game because of it. We've had serious points dropped because of referees' mistakes, and it's a bit rewarding. But you get all them bad mistakes, and the saying goes, but you always get, it always balances its way out throughout the season. So it's good to finally see that in its force of getting a couple of decisions. But it were bad for Stevenage, and it were bad for us. We still didn't get a few decisions, so he was probably the worst referee in the EFL, and that's saying something, because if he's going against both teams, then it's pretty poor. So yeah, we're up to 8th now, joint 7th, and like I say, we could go on a good run. We look forward to Tuesday night against Tranmere at home. I'm sure the atmosphere will be bouncing, and I hope it is as well, because we've got to get behind them now. Won a pretty decent one, and we've got to extend it. And it's normally this part of the season where we're normally quite poor. I remember Mark Hughes saying that his teams are quite good in the second half. They train for it. They look forward to a second half to go on an extended run towards the back ends, and they want to finish the season strong. So hopefully we're starting to see that. Jamie Walker scored a last-minute winner in the 86th minute. Fantastic finish, and it would thank God Oliver left it as well, as he was offside. And like I say, we've got a bit of luck there with Andy Cook dribbling through them, getting a couple of ricochets back to him, played it through to Walker, and that was a fantastic finish, which is it's good for him as well, because he's been on and off in the team, out the team all season, injuries, flu, cold, whatever he's had it this season, and he hasn't had a good run. So hopefully he can go on a bit of a run in the team now, and getting that goal will give him a bit more confidence, because he wasn't having the best of games, to be honest, in the game. We conceded 2 corner headers as well. It's something we've been pretty good at this season, defending corners. The zonal marking's definitely worked, I think, but there's a lot of fans who don't like zonal marking, and I can see why it can be a bit nerve-wracking, because you see it go wrong a lot. But I can't really remember a time we did concede a corner header apart from today, and really in that first half, to go back to that, it was like men v boys. We're probably the smallest team in the league until we brought Kelly and Oliver on, who made a massive impact in terms of height and physique, because they were battering us in terms of physically. dominating the game in midfield and all over. And that, just to go back to the point of Ryan East not being in the team, I was a bit frustrated at first, because you look at Mark Hughes and you go, well, Jake Young scored a couple of goals, made an impact in the team. He didn't get a run of games. Ryan East, really good game away at Salford, really good game against Mansfield, doesn't have a run, comes straight out of the team when Gilead were back, in terms of, I think his wife was pregnant, so he couldn't play. And then same with Smallwood couldn't play. So he can't get one in the team, and it's not showing a good example, because Critchlow might come back straight in for Stubbs, who had a solid game, and same with Rideout, could go straight back out for Bowler, who had a solid game. So it ain't showing a good example of it. If you're a professional and you lead by example off the pitch by not moaning about not playing, then you come in and take a chance, you don't get to keep your place in the team. I think it's sending wrong messages from Hughes by doing that. But when I look at how the game played, we probably did need Smallwood in there over East, so a bit more physicality, and I hope that Hughes said it in the right way, because that's man management. Whether he gets to play against Tranmere or not, that's another thing. Did Smallwood do enough to keep his place? I don't know. But the second half definitely improved. I'd like to be a bit of a fly on the wall for Mark Hughes' dressing room team talk, because whether he said it worked, we came out with a bit more intensity, passed the ball quicker, but we didn't take as many. We took a few more touches as well. We looked a bit calmer on the ball, and we got a bit of luck, which also helps. I mean, Derbyshire's goal was unbelievable. His first half performance was terrible. Bayman and Andy Cook looked to be a bit closer together, looked to be forming a bit more of a partnership with each other, and obviously they haven't played much as well. I think that were Cook's 18th or 19th goal in all competitions this season from the penalty. Was it a penalty? It's at what, half of one, half a dozen of the other, really. I mean, whatever you could give it, you might not. It were a bit harsh, but like I say, we've had decisions go against us. We deserved that bit of luck. So a massive win. And on to the player ratings now. Lewis had a fantastic game. I mean, that save, I thought it were in. He made a few saves, but I thought it were in. So he gets a 7. I can't really give him an 8, because we did concede twice, and I think he could have potentially done better with Piergiani's goal. Maybe Halliday win his way, but a fantastic performance again from Harry Lewis, and barely puts a foot wrong, to be honest. Brad Halliday gets a 6. I think he could have been better, he could have been worse. He had an average game, sometimes averaging bad, but like I say, he didn't do bad. He gets a 6, quite simply. Platt gets a 6 as well. I thought he was solid, didn't put too much foot wrong. At times got a bit bullied. You've got to be asking questions, in terms of the goal. What was it? Sweeney who scored. Yeah, he got out jumped by him and didn't really put an effort in. But again, he had a solid game. He was alright. He was average. Sam Stubbs gets a 7 simply because it was his debut. When you look at Bowler's debut and Stubbs, it's a lot better. So I think you've got to give him a bit more of a boost up from Platt, because it was his debut and came straight into a team and looked quite solid, to be honest. Used his strength well, and against a very physical team in Stevenage, it's going to be hard to defend, so he gets a 7. Number New York player ratings in the community post in the comments down below. On the community post. 6 being the average. Liam Rideout gets a 7 as well, because he hadn't played a lot. I thought he was solid, and when was his last game? I mean, it probably in August or September. In terms of his last league start, it was way at the beginning of the season. He's had injuries. You could have said he might not have had a lot of match sharpness, but put some good tackles in. When his problem is attacking, he ain't the best attacking fullback in the league by any stretch. But at the same time, he put a really good defensive performance in against a very physical team who were probably one of the best teams in the league, if not they are the best team in the league. Adam Clayton gets a 7 as well. I thought his experience was vital. He's come in and led the team well. Without being captain, he's quite vocal as well. Good on the ball. Made a few errors. His yellow card wasn't a yellow. I thought it was a free kick. That were early signs of the ref being a bad one. But solid performance again by Adam Clayton, and it just puts all the worries to bed about him being slow on the ball, lost it. Age is just a number, and he's come straight into his team really well. Whether our system suits him more than Doncaster's, maybe having Gilead with him most of the times helped him as well, and Smallwood, who push up the pitch and and use their legs to their advantage and have a bit more of a free roll, more of a box-to-box roll. It probably helps him out more. It depends how Doncaster used him. If they used him as a box-to-box, then he ain't that. He's a deep line playmaker who gets on the ball, takes the ball off the back line, and I think when we play against the lesser teams in the league in March, April time, and we've got some easier games, he will probably perform even better against them sort of teams. But again, showing his leadership and experience really well. Jamie Walker gets a 7 because he got the match winner. Really good finish. Overall performance wasn't the best. I probably would have given him a 6 or a 5. He was out the game, in the game, out the game, struggled really to make an impact, get on the ball, but that was the type of performance it was. Your number 10 had to defend more than attack, and had to dig in and to support the midfield. So I thought off the ball he was okay. When he got it, it could have been better. But when you get a match winner, you can't say out against that, and it was a really good finish. So, couldn't be any happier with him, and hopefully, like I say, get someone in the team, gives him more confidence. Matt Derbyshire, he could have been given a 5. He was really bad in that first half, had a really good chance on his right side, hits it, and it goes over the bar, went for power. Went to the near post as well, which I thought was the wrong option. I thought hard and low to the bottom left, and it was just a terrible finish. He looked off balance as well, had loads of time, no one on him. It was a poor shot, and I thought, God, I've already signed someone here who's just going to be a Curtis Guthrie type player, but probably worse, because what does he offer? He ain't got any pace, he ain't that good on the ball, he looks off the pace. And then, as soon as I'm questioning him, he goes and just spins, hits it in off the bar, and it's a fantastic strike and puts all the queries to bed. And he could be, I don't know, who could you say? He's like a bit maybe of a Paul Taylor type who can score a banger here and there. His overall performance might not be that good, but if he can keep doing that, then we've got a player on our hands. But maybe he's probably going to be an impact player off the bench. Maybe that could be his role. Someone who can come on, maybe just have a bit of confidence to have that type of shot in him. But a fantastic goal, and his overall performance wasn't great, but it's a fantastic goal. Andy Cook gets a 7 as well. Fantastic penalty. Most keepers wouldn't have saved that. Hard to the bottom right, and I thought the keeper saved it. I thought he's guessed right, he saved that, and it's a fantastic penalty. He's scored loads of goals this season, and it proves. Does it prove Mark Hughes right or wrong for benching him? He's come back and he's looked even more fired up than he even is. His celebration's as good as ever. But when you see what that Stevenage fan did, went up to try and hit Andy Cook, and you've got to praise the Stevenage players for taking their fan off the pitch and stepping up with and just leading by example in a way by just escorting him off the pitch, and I think one of them even threw him onto the ground. It's disgusting, really. And what I always question is, I looked at all their stewards lining up against our City fans. I'm thinking, why are you coming to us? We're one of the better fan bases in the league. We don't cause no trouble really. I mean, everyone has idiots in the fan base, but it makes me laugh that they've got no stewards. They're all sat down. Couldn't give a care in the world about their fans. No stewards anywhere really in sight for Stevenage. Just walk straight on the pitch, and really he should be banned for life. But then on to the subs. I don't normally talk about the subs, but I won't really touch on Nevers. He came and he did all right. But Kelly and Vide and Oliver, for once really, Mark Hughes has looked to his bench and he's brought these two big lads on who have great physicality, good height, and he's looked, well, what do we need to improve on? East, he ain't got the physicality to really cope in this game. He's good on the ball, but he ain't going to add much to that. Chapman, we don't need him on. He ain't going to give us all. He's more of a flair player. He ain't going to do much in this game. Ice, we don't really need his pace. We need Oliver on for his physique and height to deal with the corners. And Kelly, we didn't look any much in trouble from corners. We went to a bit of a 3-5-2 as well, with Gilead more of a left wing back and Kelly's a left-sided centre back floating to a left, and it looked good. It looked good for his debut, and definitely helped change the game for us. So a massive win, and like I say, we've beat Stevenage twice, and they've only lost 4 times. The last time they lost a game, I think, were Northampton. 3-2 defeat to Northampton on the 22nd of October. Last time they lost a league match. Fantastic win, and like I say, hopefully we move up the table in the next few weeks, go on a bit of an unbeaten run. And really put a push together now, and we've got to support the team, got to get behind them, big game on Tuesday night at home against Tranmere, against the team that won today. Probably a caretaker bounce. They might have a new manager in, could have a manager bounce, but it's got to be a game we've got to be looking at winning. Would you take a point? I don't know, but it extends to unbeaten run. We've drawn 9 games this season. We've drawn a fair few recently, but that win, it gives them other draws a bit more of a 3 points feel. And like I say, let's go on a good run now. We've still got 18 games left. 2 games in hand on Carlisle. Got to play Carlisle. Let's just look forward to the ride. We're queuing up for a roller coaster. Well, we're not. We're already about to get on it. These next few games are going to be massive. They could go. It could just fly off. We haven't been anywhere near a promotion race or playoff a race. Mark Hughes, we need stability. Like I say, he's been the best manager we've had since McCall's second spell at the club, and we've got to back him. We've got to get behind the players, and we've got to support them. We've got some big games coming up. We've got some easier games coming up, and we've got some teams who are on a bit of a dodgy run. So, like I say, let's get behind them. Let's see where this ride takes us. It could be a bumpy one. We've still got a long way to go, but League One's the aim. If we don't go up this season, if we don't even finish in the playoffs, we go again next season with Mark Hughes. That's what I say, because we need stability, and I know a few fans are questioning the whole stability thing. Yeah, we need stability, but it's got to be under the right man. Mark Hughes is the right man. But I'll tell you why. Because this is his first season in League Two. I did question these people who are saying, does he need time to adjust? I didn't think he did. But bit by bit he's learning. He looked at what we needed in January. We brought in experienced leaders, and that's helped us already. He's only had 2 transfer windows. He's going to improve next season if we don't do so well. This season he's had loads of time off as well, without any managerial spells, apart from Southampton in 2018. So he's bit by bit, we're looking better as a team, looking more organised, and if that was our first win from losing positions, by the way, this season. We only had a point before that against Wimbledon, so that's a big positive. Loads of positives to take out from it. Let's get behind them. Let's see where this ride takes us. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Have a good one.